Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am here with another plan with me. Can you believe it that I am already planning for Father's Day? This is insane. I know some of you have probably already laid down your kits for Father's Day, but for me, this is like, whoa. And we're gonna foil it. So I got foil here because I was like, this kit needs to be foiled. All right, so let's jump into it and figure out what days we're planning for. Obviously, it's Father's Day, but we're gonna start on the 13th. Okay, where's my date dots? I need my date dots right there, and let's get this going. All right, so how y'all been? It's been a minute since I talked to you. I'm just kidding. There was a video that was up. Like when you see this, there's gonna be a video that was up yesterday. And stuff, but nope, I'm filming this much later in the day than what I normally do. I try to actually film my videos in the morning, but it is evening hours. Kids are eating dinner. It's more of a what we call a yo-yo night. You're on your own, even though they're technically not on their own. And stuff, but yeah, so I figured with the clouds that these kind of stars would look good over it. I don't know, we'll see how it looks. But I'm not very hungry right now, so I will probably eat later. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, so I'm gonna be foiling 2 kits this week. So obviously we have the 52 weeks kit that's always going to be foiled in some way, shape, or form. And then I'm foiling this kit. So you get foil at the beginning of the week, and you get foil at the end of the week. Like, yeah. Okay. So last week, I had asked, you know what? I want this one to be on Sunday. So, which one do I want to do? Okay, I think we'll do the man cave rules. I think that's the one that we'll use up here. All right, so last week I'd asked what were some topics you guys would like me to talk about while I'm doing these videos, because, you know, it's not like I have anything profound about planning per se to like share, so it's very much open in terms of what we get to do. Oh, I don't want you. There you go. I didn't want that to fall off. Okay, so one of the I don't know, continuous like do I want to do, where did I just put the washi sheet? Oh, do I want to do glitter headers or do I want to do washi headers? Okay. This is how we decide this very important question here is we take the washi headers that we're going, or the foiled headers, the foiled headers that we're going to do, and we place it over the top. Oh yeah, washi headers for the win, that's for sure. But all right, but one of the overwhelming topics, or not really topics, but well, I guess it was a topic that you guys wanted to hear about was and it's kind of 2 in 1, I don't know, okay, was how did I get into planning and how did the shop start? So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to go on a journey. And I did respond to a few of you to say I will do this, but know that this is going to span a couple of videos because the story is kind of long. I'm going to zoom in there so that you guys can see just a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to start with how I got into planning, because that then we'll segue into how the shop got started. So It all started one day long ago. No, I'm just kidding. But it did start quite a many years ago. So my mother found another position with a different company, and that company at the time was called Franklin Quest. You would probably know them now as Franklin Covey. And, books, planners, that's kind of their gig. They have, the full day planners with folios, lots of, business relationships in terms of getting planners into business people stuff, things like that. So my mother got a job there. With that, now I'm sure at some other point, like in school or whatnot, we were given like a daily planner or something. I don't specifically remember that. So I really kind of remember like my fascination and obsession happening really once my mother, switched jobs. So one of the things is she would end up bringing home 13th, planners, things that, they couldn't sell, that they would give away to their employees, things that they would win, and then, she would get employee discounts on things and stuff like that. And so I always had like some sort of a planner. So that's kind of how I really got into planning. So to kind of give you a perspective of how long ago that was, over 20 years. That's about as accurate as I can get, because I don't remember exactly what year she started at the time Franklin Quest. I don't remember the year. I want to say it was when I was like 12. But I could be totally wrong. If that's the case, if it was right around 12, then we're edging on 30 years here. Okay. Yes, I really just dated myself. And you know what? I am not that old. Okay. Just because I have 4 kids and I'm almost 40, does not mean that I am that old. I still got a lot of years left in me to kick and scream and shake things up. Right. So, the obsession, just happened to start when I was younger. So, and I remember having, some sort of a planner always with me. I would write in like my dance schedules, my softball schedules, things for homework, things like that. And that's actually when I really got into like an obsession with pens, and especially like colored pens, because I would start to color code. So, I will fall back on color coding. I actually will color code like the family's planner, like when it's up and running efficiently. I color code that. Color coding has really always been my fallback. And so has like just a pen and ink. So like see this thing right here, I gotta cover stuff up because there's some things that can't be. So that is my pen and ink planner. It is messy, it is nasty, it is gross, but it has everything. It has everything for not only the business, it has everything for my family. It has every single thing that I do. So yeah. Let's see, how are we gonna do this today? How are we gonna do this? Do I have... Okay, here's a test again, because we're gonna see if I have a color that is close enough, if not enough, in a sticky note. And I don't think I have any sticky notes in this one. Nope, no sticky notes in that one. Okay, so all throughout junior high, high school, that gray will work. May 2020 coming in clutch. Oh yeah, that gray will work just fine. All right. junior high, high school, always had some sort of a planner, and needed that because, you know, I was, especially in high school, between dance and work and school and just life, had a lot going on, so had to keep everything straight. Kind of fell off the bandwagon for a couple of years, and stuff, and then, you know, joined the military, and then obviously things kind of changed just a little bit differently, because it was a new environment, but eventually I got right back into having some sort of a planner. And yeah, so I mean, that's how I started planning. Now we're gonna segue into how I started decorative planning. I'm trying to remember the specific like month, year generalization of when it happened. Like I can see what office space I was in, but as far as like what year that was, I have to think for a minute, like where I was when I was there. So it started off with me stumbling across, you know, and everything just always comes back to like social media type stuff. But I think I was like perusing Facebook or something, and there was like an ad. I mean, this was like probably like the early days of when ads were showing up in your feeds and stuff. And it was, I think it was for like a mother's type planner. So if I remember correctly, no, it had to have been sooner than that, because it had to have been sooner than that. Okay, so decorative planning happened most definitely after I became a mom. It was not something I did when I was in the military. I did, however, continue color coding. Color coding was my saving grace in all facets. All right, I'm trying to see which. I know that last week we did staggered, and we did the pattern boxes. Do I want to do pattern or do I want to stick solid? Because before we did solid, sorry, I always switch back to kind of see, because I like things, and then pattern. So pattern, solid. You know what? We're gonna stick with solid stuff. That's what we're gonna do. So most definitely happened after I was a mom, but I would color code, and I remember always getting made fun of by my coworkers, which now that I look back at, I'm like, is a really shitty thing to do, and just, you know, very bullying. And I apologize for the language, but it really is, that they would make fun of me. And this is in the military, you guys. It's just a whole big hazing environment. But they would make fun of the fact that I would use planners to do my day and stuff. And then, you know, when I got to my final command before I got out of the military, I ended up having a lot of people ask, like, how do you color code? What do the colors mean? How does it help you? And stuff. But for a while there, definitely had people who were not on the bandwagon of color coding. So I digress. That's a happy Father's Day. Just trying to see which ones I want to use and where. They're all amazing full boxes. I definitely have a lot of blue spreads happening, so we're gonna have to change that up next week for sure. So, but color coding saved my life, saved my sanity. Decorative planning happened most definitely after I was a mom, and I believe it happened before I had my Yep, it had to have happened before I had my third kid. See, we're talking about this and you're like, I'm having all these memories jarred, and then that spurs on another memory, so we're just kind of going back. So yeah. I would have to say that some sort of a decorative planning had to have happened shortly after I got out of the military. So I had 2 kids, definitely before my third, and just trying to navigate the I'm going to use this gray color now and get it up out of the way so I can put that sheet off to the side. Sorry, I digress. You know, trying to navigate the whole world of being a stay-at-home mom and 2 young kids. And once again, it was color coding. Maybe it was some like stickers that I would get in like a family calendar or use something. Nothing crazy. Nothing like what we do. Nothing like what we do now. Okay. So, and then we bought a house. Let's see. I'm remembering everything. We bought a house, and I remember having like ads pop up, and this is where I really started to see that there was like a lot more planners out there, figuring all those aspects out. And that is when I discovered like these types of stickers. And I remember asking, not really asking, but discussing with my husband what he would think about if I, started to do like planner stickers. I had bought some. I really liked it. I think for a very, very long time I had, I bought an Erin Condren. I remember that. I bought an Erin Condren. I was not a huge fan of it. Didn't like, because it wasn't doing my jive for what I needed it to do in terms of like motherhood and stuff. So I ended up trying out a whole bunch of planners. I know that plum paper was on there, and I stick with plum paper for a lot of reasons still. And I think that's the one that I really got started on like decorative planning was with a plum paper. I can't be 100% positive because at one point I jumped over to stamps, and that I know I was in a plum paper planner for, because I remember that. In fact, I still have all of those stamps. That's how much I really, really enjoyed them. So that is, that's going to be, when did we buy our house? We bought our house in 2010. We bought our house in 2010. So that tells you how long I have been in decorative planning. So that's how I got the start on that. And it's ebbed and flowed with a whole bunch of different type of, did I foil that full box? I did not. See, and I didn't foil that header. See, I'm remembering, unlike last week, which woo-hoo-hoo, all those videos that came up that I didn't foil stuff on, yeah, haunts me in my dreams. Oh dang it, I hate when that happens. This one like really likes to stick to itself, and that's hard. So, but going back to when we lived in the house, I remember being just kind of, I don't want to say bored, because I wasn't bored. My kids kept me busy, but I'd been so used to being in the military. I'd been used to working so much, and when they would nap, I had nothing to do. housework was done, you know, so I was looking for a hobby essentially to do. And that's when I kind of broached the subject with my husband of, hey, what would you think about me doing planner stickers? And he was like, stickers? No. And he was not supportive of that one, and I let that one slide because I had already started homeschooling our kids. And he, you know, I don't know if I've discussed that one on there, but you know, he wasn't 100% on board with that. It took a while to show him that this is something that can be done, and everything. And trust me, he's 100% on board now. But he was like, stickers? No, I'm not. Nope. So I actually started doing, selling handmade wallets for the cash envelope system, and did that for a few years. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I need this one. So did that for a few years and stuff. And that obviously was starting a business. So here I was on this trek of, well, now becoming a business owner and in so many ways. And he was very supportive of that one. I mean, he's always been supportive, you know, and everybody. I mean, we talk to just normal people every day and they talk about planner stickers and they're like, what? Like, people have those kinds of things. So I'm not faulting him at that at all. And he fully admits he's like, I was not on board. I thought nobody was going to buy this stuff. And clearly there is a market out there for them. So, but that was my first thing. And then I started to roll into really functional stickers. So it wasn't just like little icons that you would just mark on like special occasions or things like this. This is kind of where my color coding no longer was in my planner. I was really doing a lot of functional stickers during this time. So this would have been 2011. 2011. Did we buy our house in 2010 or 2019 or 2009? Hold on, gotta do some math here. We bought our house in 2009. So when I said 2010, that is when my third son was born, hence the reason why. Anyway, so that gives you an idea of how long I've been doing it. Like I said, this is hard. Like, I have to really sit here and think, and I'm obviously doing something here too. So we've got a little bit of a struggle going on, and that's okay. So yeah, so after he was born, that's when I started my business, doing cash envelope system wallets. Did that for a few years, and that's when, you know, like I said, the functional stickers really came into play. And when I say functional stickers came into play, I really mean that functional stickers came into play. These were things that I was buying boxes to mark certain things in my planners. I mean, obviously, like this. And that's where it was going. And that was also the time that I started to notice, because like I said, I was in a plum paper for a really long time. When I started homeschooling my kids, I ended up going to an Erin Condren teacher planner a couple years after I started, and that ramped up the functional sticker aspect of everything and whatnot. After we had our third, we ended up moving not too long after that. Well, maybe, when did we end up moving? Man, you guys asked for a story, and I was like, oh yeah, I can easily do this. That's not going to be a problem. But now I'm sitting here going, man, I have no date straight whatsoever. And I didn't realize that until I started actually talking to you guys. So this is just a rambling mess. So, okay. So third son born in 2010. Got pregnant with our daughter in 2012 because she was born in 2013. So we moved in 2012. That's when we moved, and I continued the wallets up there in where we were at in Idaho. And when she was born, I continued them off. And that's when I started to notice the shift between stickers being able to work in plum paper and then being really made. I mean, I'm sure it's always been that way, but it's where I started to notice the little overhang. So if you are a plum paper planner, but you buy stickers that are 1.5 inches wide, which is the majority of these, you'll notice that there's a slight overhang. So I am going to put this down on this day because our son, our oldest son, turned 16 this day. I have very mixed feelings about it, but he was born on Father's Day. And so I'm like, I was saving this one specifically for this because then the Yoda sticker is going to go on the Sunday. Okay, so this is where I really started to notice that the stickers had an overhang. I don't think that I ever noticed it when I was like planning, when I was like new to planning, because I obviously didn't know any different. But obviously I started diving into this world, buying things, and really noticing this. So I decided for a while to switch over to stamping. And that was actually a lot of fun, but also very, very frustrating. Because if you put something down as a stamp and that doesn't happen, you either have to white it out, you have to do something, cross it out, whatever, right? And well, when you have young kids, guess what happens? Life happens and your plans don't always go the way that you think that they're gonna go. So I ended up getting really, really frustrated and stuff, and I was like, well, you know what, maybe it's time to switch to a different type of planner. And so 2014, right around then, because it wasn't that long after I had my daughter, so it was definitely before she was, before she was 2 years old. So that's why I'm saying 2014 is when I really decided to jump on the bandwagon of like an Erin Condren and really commit full speed to like decorative planning. And that's when my love of kits happened, and I really haven't looked back since. So that, and my style has kind of, well, not really, because the way that I do like the stagger has been like that for going on 4 years now. Because I used to be where it would only be checklists, it would only be full boxes, it would only be like your little things. Like I was very, very hardcore about that one type for quite a while. And then I started to loosen up. So 2014 is about when I got my Erin Condren and went full speed decorating. However, I do remember there being a time that I committed almost an entire year, and I wish I still had this planner. Unfortunately, with a lot of moves and stuff, you sometimes have to dictate what is important to move and things like that. And let's just say that planners did not always make it onto the list. So I wish I had this planner because I committed to almost a full year of doing nothing but color coding. And this is, when I was homeschooling, let's see, 2014. Yeah, so she was born in 2013. I think we moved in 2015. So it was probably about 2015, 2016 that I really fully committed to like a planner and color coding it. And it looked so good. I had colored pens. I had everything down. It was nice. That is also the time frame that we moved down to Texas, and I started to get that. I'd stopped making my cash envelope system wallets, and let's see. So let's see, yeah, 2015, 2016, roughly around that time frame. Like I said, I don't know my dates here because they all start to merge together after a bit. But that's around the time that I started to get that itch to want to do something again. And that's when I said, hey, sweetheart, they've got a deal on this. I would like to do this. What do you think? And this is the point that he knew that I was getting kind of bored, and he just kind of was like, oh yeah, go ahead, make some stickers, you know, kind of fill up my time, because, you know, I do school with the kids. They would still nap, or I'd have things in the evening time, whatnot, and I was just I needed a new hobby, and that hobby started to turn into this. So I'm going to stop the story right there, because like I said, you're going to get a couple of parts to this. This was the story of how I got into planning over 30 years ago, or close to 30 years ago, and all started with my mom getting a job. So that's that. Okay, let's get into the sidebar. This was really hard for me to tell a story and plan. I've got to work on this. See, this is why I need you guys to tell me what you want to hear about. And clearly, I'm going to have to do a little bit more, like, I think I'm going to have to write some bullet points down to make sure I get there for you. And I'm not so rambly. That way I stay on point, because I've already thought about it. And I'm not having to like come up with everything. But seriously, did not think that remembering when I started and dates and stuff was going to be as hard as it was during this video. So I do apologize for that, because that was like a whoa to me. So I have this one last box, and I'm going to put him down here because that's kind of what I always do. Oh, this looks so good, you guys. And it looks amazing foiled. I'm so glad I decided to foil it. But remember how I was talking about in the last video how to use up your stash and stuff? I'm the same way. I need to use up my own stash. So seriously, like, we're gonna use up stashes. So I might, there's definitely gonna be a lot more foiling in this planner, because this foil is from Rose Colored Days. She obviously spent time, money, energy finding a manufacturer that could give you so much product. To let that product kind of deteriorate over time, because that's what happens to adhesive. It will get less sticky. It's just like, it makes me go, did I waste somebody's time? Did I waste my money? Obviously, she got her money and stuff like that, but I wasted mine if I don't use it. So we're about using stuff here. We're about using stuff. Maybe that's why I have so many planners, so that I can actually use this. No, I need multiple planners for the multiple subjects, because one, my handwriting is big, but two, they need their own like dedicated stuff. Okay. For sidebar, obviously we have shenanigans, because that's what we always do. And then being an adult, because I love that one, and I'm totally remembering that I have to buy a plane I gotta buy plane tickets. I'm completely forgetting about things that I need to do. This is like when I need to have like my list. I'm like, oh, being an adult, oh yeah, you need to buy plane tickets. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay, so I want to put, I think we'll put this down in there, and I think we are golden. So I will continue on with my story of how the shop got started in like its full capacity and everything in you know what, we'll talk about it in the next video, because I think that's a good one. Sorry, I had to look at, so I have a little sticky note that tells me the topics I need to talk about in every video. So yes, I call them topics and stuff like that, because if I don't have a subject to talk about, I get nervous. So, all right, you guys, this turned out amazing and beautiful, and it's gonna be an amazing Father's Day. Like I said, I got mixed feelings about my son turning 16, because that means he's really, really close to getting out of the house, and I can't be that old yet. But yeah. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Leave me a comment down below if I was talking about something that spurred on a subject that you would like to know about. Let me know, because I want to talk about things that you guys want to hear about. And yeah, I think that's everything. So y'all just keep it real for the next week, but not too real that we all go, whoa, like life's crazy enough. Just keep it cool, real cool, whatever. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye now.